Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Nobody Asked for This podcast. This is episode 120-something. I don't really know. We are officially in December. It is December as I am recording this. It will be December as you are listening to this. We are on Vlogmas Day 4. For anyone that doesn't remember, Vlogmas is where all of the YouTubers flock to their YouTube channels and record vlogs every day from December 1st to Christmas Eve, maybe Christmas Day if they wanted to throw in a bonus. And there's something about that time. This is probably like 10 years ago. I didn't even specifically watch YouTube or YouTubers ever. Like, that was never fully a part of my journey, especially as someone who is of the age of, like, I was like 12, 13, 14 when this was happening. So I was kind of like, I was the age gap or the age group that like had enough time to be watching people's Vlogmas videos for hours and hours on end in high school. I didn't fully engage, but there was something about the tenacity of that I was able to be like, you know what, to do a vlog every day, shoot, I do a podcast once a week. And it's during the holiday season, so you're really busy. So anyway, happy Vlogmas. I'm starting to get nervous again because I've been really trying to, absorb the holiday season, make the most of it, because before we know it, honestly, it's going to be not only the end of Christmas, but it's going to be January, which is only made worse by the fact that after January comes February. And I just don't know that I can handle that information. So I'm really trying to be holly and jolly, ornaments to the wall. I was going to say balls to the wall. Ornaments to the wall. And what does that saying mean? I feel like we all use it, but it's like, what's happening? Is it a dodgeball reference? I don't know. Balls to the wall, Christmas, watching movies. So we have exactly from the time of recording, 3 weeks. It'll be Christmas morning in 3 weeks. That is crazy. Because I feel like I was on here not 5 minutes ago talking about how it was too early to decorate for Christmas. And now it's like arguably too late. Do you know what I'm going to do right now? I have been going back and forth about ordering a mini Christmas tree. I am going to do it. And you are all going to hold me accountable. I have been spending way too much money lately. Like, way too much money. You know it's getting close to Christmas when you go on that website that starts with an A that we try not to support, but unfortunately is like very convenient, and it starts telling you arrives before Christmas. That's how you know we gotta start moving. Okay, mini Christmas tree with lights, of course. $37. Okay. $25, that's better. 23 flocked. How do we feel about a flocked tree? I didn't really know that those existed until recently. Should I get the 25? Okay, I don't love the way this one is decorated. It is way too easy to spend money. You know what's funny? I had a mini Christmas tree that we revived, and I'm pretty sure I spent more money on the lights and then like some decorations than I would have had I just bought this one here. Because it's $25. Should I just do it? I'm also the worst at visualizing how big things are when I buy it. So it's like, I'll see it and I'll see the picture and just assume that it's the perfect dimensions for what I need. And then I'll order it and it's like a baby version. Yeah, see, like I was about to buy this thinking I was going to put it on the floor and it says tabletop Christmas tree. Like, that's not going to work. This is why I'm probably more of an in-person shopper. Or should be. But the problem with in-person shopping is I have whatever gene. I'm not a kleptomaniac because I do pay for everything, but I just grab. I say, ooh, I need that. I need that too. And it's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You didn't need that. You didn't need any of that. Okay, 24-inch mini Christmas tree. I was going to say how many inches is 24 inches. I am assuming 24. I just need maybe some lights then. Like, we need a little Christmas right this very moment. Is it like a 3-foot Christmas tree with lights? Let's see. I'm sure this is wildly fascinating. Why is this $62? And ugly. Just saying. I just need like a classic. Oh, here we go. 3 feet, $30 arrives today. $25. That might work. Hello, everybody, and welcome to me doing Christmas shopping. Okay, anyway. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm pulling the trigger. 3 feet. I'm just going to do the cheapest one. 1-day delivery is crazy. Like, how does that happen? Okay, $25 on sale. Add to cart. I'm doing it. Ooh, actually, while I'm on here, let me check. So, for anyone that doesn't know, there was a horrible tragedy, which I don't know if this is just... It's not really just affecting the Christmas season, but I'll explain. In my family, for Christmas, we make a very fancy 2-ingredient, very delicate, complicated recipe we call the log. And it's Nabisco chocolate wafers, which is, they're kind of, if you don't know, it's kind of like the cookie of a Oreo with whipped cream. Now, the key is you have to whip your own whipped cream. If you use canned whipped cream or Cool Whip, it tastes disgusting. So you have to whip your own whipped cream. And then you just do layers you put it into a log. So it's like, which I was always, in my head, this was like not a psychological miracle, which it was, but a architectural miracle. Because I was like, how the heck does it stay up? But you basically you take a cookie, scoop some cream, take another cookie, scoop some cream, and then you line up all of the pieces with the cream in a row, so it looks like a caterpillar, and then you just spread that in whipped cream, put it in the fridge overnight, and that's your Christmas morning breakfast. Now, Nabisco, and I am calling them out, decided that they didn't want to sell those cookies anymore. So I've been on a mad dash trying to find the best recipe to replicate those cookies so that I could make, or we could make rather, in my family, this log cake again. And I did heavy research, and it says I needed a very specific type of cocoa powder. So I'm going to see if, while I'm just spending money... Okay, it is $38 for the specific... Okay, you know what? Hershey's cocoa powder will do. Yikes. Why is everything so expensive? I mean, this isn't this type of podcast, but... Anyway, I'll report back. I'll do an ongoing segment on how this log cake is going, because it really is it's a family tradition. It's a Christmas tradition. Christmas isn't the same without it. And Nabisco decided they didn't like us. Couldn't we meet in the middle? I'm pretty sure those cookies, Nabisco, this is my plea. I'm pretty sure those cookies used to be available year round. Could we not bring them back just for literally 1 week in December? Please. Who do I have to write to? I'll do it. I'm not scared of writing a letter. I do a podcast that barely anyone listens to, okay? I have free time. But don't worry, I don't have an extra $40 to spend on this situation. So I'm just going to order my Christmas tree and get out before it's too late. Okay, I have safely closed the app. I normally don't talk about, current events or anything too specific to the date because, listen, again, like I said, no one listens to this. But my hope is one day they do. And I don't want to be talking about, news from 6 years ago when someone discovers, how amazing my podcast is in 2032. So I usually try and keep it general enough that you can sort of listen anytime, any year. Still waiting for the listening part to happen, but you know what? We will keep waiting. I can wait. Again, so much free time. But today is actually National Cookie Day. I don't know if it's National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day or just National Cookie Day in general. But in honor of that, I'm going to be going through some of the classic holiday staple cookies and just giving you a ranking, a thought. Does ranking mean I'm going to be adding up scores and stuff? Because I'm not doing any math associated with that. I'm just simply going to allrecipes.com, going to their website called Our Top 25 Most Cherished Christmas Cookies, and then going through the list and then telling you my thoughts. So that's kind of my plan for this episode. I don't always have a plan, but I thought this was work. I was going to do this with Pop-Tart flavors, and then I remembered I think I already did this. And also, I could do Pop-Tarts any year round, any time of the year. So we're going to specifically make it holiday because, again, ornaments/balls to the wall. It is the holidays. I'll be watching a holiday movie every single day for the next 3 weeks, whether I like it or not. I am insufferable. Okay, so let's go. If anyone wants to play along at home, you can, again, go to allrecipes.com. The article's called Our Top 25 Most Cherished Christmas Cookies, and we're just going to go down this list here. Okay, number 1. Best big, fat, chewy chocolate chip cookies. So before we get into this, I think the name of recipes are insane. I appreciate the fun that the bakers get to have with the titles, and I totally understand that it might be interesting and a different creative outlet for you to do paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs of the description of the traditions of this cookie and why, your neighbor used to make these cookies and yada, yada, yada. But I hate to say it, I think we're all just scrolling to the recipe. Sometimes I'll take a peek because, again, as someone who puts not a lot of, but some effort into something that maybe gets skipped, I sound really bitter. I'm not. I so enjoy doing this podcast. But yeah, those paragraphs on some of these recipes. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? When you click on a recipe and it's literally there's it looks like the Iliad and the Odyssey of the whole background of this cookie. And listen, more power to you. I'm not judging. And I guess when you're a baker, there's a lot of not downtime, but you have to wait for the cookie dough to freeze that I never do, or you have to wait for this to chill that I never do, or wait for this to cool. So I guess they're doing the writing in between the baking process. I guess when you're not doing dishes. That's why I can never be like a chef. The amount of dishes, I can't. But, okay. Chocolate chip cookies. I love a chocolate chip cookie. I don't associate a chocolate chip cookie with the holidays necessarily. So allrecipes.com, maybe we can, stick to the assignment. But, I mean, a good chocolate chip cookie can range anywhere between an 8 and a 10 for me. And I do like a soft bake cookie. Once it gets crunchy, I'm kind of out, to be honest. I want essentially cookie dough is what I like. Sugar cookies. If we are talking about those Loft House ones with the icing, 11 out of 10. I don't know what Loft House is. I don't know if it's a brand, a person, a place, a feeling. Those are so good. The ones with the sprinkles. You literally cannot go wrong with the sugar cookie. in my opinion. It's always going to be good. It just is. Okay, number 3 is also a sugar cookie, so that's a bit confusing. Snickerdoodle. Okay, I feel like I have the personality of a snickerdoodle. Like, thin and crispy? No. I feel like I should love a snickerdoodle. I don't gravitate towards a snickerdoodle. I don't go like, oh my gosh, like I need a snickerdoodle. I also don't know that I've had many authentic snickerdoodles because they are like a more specific cookie. It's not like a chocolate chip cookie where it's a bit thicker. It's like thin and not crunchy, which you think I would like because it's not crunchy, but it is more like, it's like a crisp. I have to really get into snickerdoodle, but I feel like anytime I order something snickerdoodle flavored, it just tastes like cinnamon, which I love the idea of, but for some reason, it's not exciting to me. So at this point, I'm going to give it a 6, but I'm open. Big soft ginger cookies. Absolutely. See, that's what I mean. Like it sounds like the same flavor profile, but it's not. As a snickerdoodle. Ginger is my favorite. Okay, I'm going to say blank is my favorite probably 9 times throughout this video, but like a ginger molasses cookie, big, soft, heated up in the microwave for a few seconds, so again, it is like doughy. Ugh. Pillsbury also, this time of year, and I just bought it, comes out with gingerbread cookie dough that you can eat. Not that it stopped me before, but they've made it so that you can eat it now. It doesn't taste as good now that they've fixed the E. coli that you could possibly get. Like, I don't know if I just liked the taste of risk, but when Pillsbury used to make their cookies edible, or they didn't make it edible, the dough tastes better now that you can eat it raw, but regardless, I'm not complaining. That cookie dough, it is, like, I could eat the entire tube. I usually buy some at the end of the season and freeze it just because I want to have it, but it is so good. Like a ginger molasses cookie, the Costco pack, that too, like 10 out of 10. My favorite. One of my 9 favorites. Okay, in the interest of full transparency, which I always promise here on the Nobody Asked for This podcast, it's been about 12 hours. It's actually, funnily enough, been almost exactly 12 hours since the first half of this podcast, and now we get to transition to the second half of the podcast, where I'm back really in my happy place. I don't know if I mentioned, but that first part was recorded in the car, as most episodes were for a period of time, and I feel good about the fact that now I've really returned to my roots of just being in the beanbag chair in my basement. I don't know if that's too specific. I don't know if that's something that it doesn't need to be shared, especially the location, but I don't know, when I'm listening to a podcast, which really isn't much, but when I am, I do like to hear about the texture of the chair the person is sitting in, so there's that. Yeah. Anyway, I think we should turn all of our attention away from whatever this is and back to number 6 in the all recipes most cherished Christmas cookies. Now, I didn't see like a source or like who they're was there a poll to get the list of famous Christmas cookies? I don't know, but we're just gonna believe them. So number 6 is very specific. It's Beth's Spicy Oatmeal Raisin Cookies. Okay, these are like a good amount of my favorite words. Spicy, love spicy. Oatmeal, love cookies. I'm fine with the raisin. I know people don't like raisins. And Beth sounds wonderful. What's a spicy? So I'm assuming not spicy like chili pepper spicy. I'm assuming spicy like more of a gingerbread spicy. Okay. I could click on it, but that seems like it's going to redirect me, and then there's going to be ads and stuff, so we're just going to keep it moving. Okay, number 7. Oh, I guess I have to rank it. I can't really rank a cookie that I haven't tried, but let's say we're going to give Beth a benefit of the doubt and an 8.4. Okay, next, Linzer Tarts. Now, these are the classics that it's like kind of a sandwich cookie, but the top part of the cookie has a heart carved out in the middle. So you can see the jam poke through and a powdered sugar top. Now, I don't know that I've actually ever had these cookies, but I do know that they exist. My question is jam on the entire middle of the cookie, or is it just the portion of the cookie that you can see? Because I'm a very lazy person, and I feel like if I'm making these cookies, I'm just putting it in the portion that you can see. Now, if you're someone like Beth, who I'm sure really tries her hardest, you're probably putting it on the whole cookie. So, again, ranking a cookie I haven't necessarily had, benefit of the doubt, 8.4. It sounds delicious. Okay, number 8, raspberry and almond shortbread thumbprints. I love almond cookies. I love shortbread. I love raspberry, and I love thumbprints. Haven't tried this exact cookie, 9 out of 10. Okay, chocolate crinkles. Again, similar to the Linzer. I know it's also, am I pronouncing that right? Linzer? I know it's a Christmas staple. It's not something that I feel a particular connection to, although I had one last year and it was delicious. I think someone brought them into the office, so I'm giving these a 9. Do you know what? I have no reason to not go up. I'm giving them a 10. Okay, number 10, cranberry pistachio biscotti. Biscotti, if you want to get technical. I think I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit here and just do a biscotti in general. One of my favorite cookies. Growing up, I am Italian, so growing up, it was something where, like, before I was really drinking coffee, you can't appreciate a biscotti without a hot beverage because so much of the experience is the dunking. I'm such a dunker. I'm a dunkaroo through and through. That rhymes. But I will dunk anything. I need all of these cookies. I would dunk and would prefer to dunk. There have been times where I have stopped what I was doing. Like if someone was like, oh, here, do you want a cookie? I'm like, oh, absolutely. Let me stop and go brew a whole pot of coffee because I need it to dunk. Like it's just in my bones. Preferably coffee, but like tea, I can make it work. Hot chocolate, cold water, like we're dunking. Biscotti is a 10. I just tried some Trader Joe's pumpkin biscotti. I feel insecure not pronouncing it fancy. And I don't know why. I have to work through that. But I just tried Trader Joe's pumpkin biscotti. Delicious. It gets when you dunk it, it gets the perfect texture. Also, I used to get from Costco, I want to say it was from Costco, like salted caramel biscotti. And it was delicious. So, there's that. Okay, next. This is confusing. We've talked about it. Gingerbread cookies. Now, I think this is specifically gingerbread, like people-shaped cookies. Obviously a 10. It's the perfect type of cookie. You can control your own icing. It's a creative outlet. It's a character from Shrek. There's really nothing more I can say. If done right. If it's done more crunchy, 9.5. If it's done soft but with a little bit of crunch, infinity. Okay, number 12, coconut, and this will get me. Is it macaroons when it's the colorful one, or is it macarons when it's the colorful one? Either way, there's a bakery near me that makes, I don't know if they call them macaroons. And I also don't know if it's macarons. I'm talking about the coconut ones. I know there's one pronunciation for the colorful ones and one pronunciation for the coconut ones. We're just going to do them both here. They are both delicious. They are both a 10. They are both a 10. There's a bakery by me that does these little coconut ones, and we get them sometimes in group settings, and it is technically the gluten-free option. And as you can probably tell from listening to literally 2 minutes of the Nobody Asked for This podcast, I am very gluten-full. with no disrespect to anyone who is gluten-free, but just like that is my personal lifestyle. And I usually have to wait and make sure that all of the gluten-free people get their share, because it's obviously not fair if I were to take it. But anytime there is one of those leftover coconut macarons, I don't know, I take all of them because they are so good. Again, not necessarily Christmas, but sure. Okay, next. Russian tea cakes. Now, I can't specifically tell you the taste of these, but I remember a memory, which is, I guess is what you do with your memories, of eating a cookie that looked like this, that was like soft and shortbready, but covered in powdered sugar. It was delicious. I've been chasing that experience ever since. 10 out of 10. Next, cranberry orange cookies. Now, this is interesting because it's not a 10. It's not a 10 for me. I respect if it's a 10 for you. And this is, in my opinion, this is very Christmas. Like cranberry, orange, I love both those flavors. Throw it together, maybe there's some oats involved. I'm going to give it a personal 9, but if it's a 10 for you, I respect it. Okay, number 15, shortbread cookies. I feel like we did this already. We've talked about shortbread. Number 16, I'm so glad these were included. They're called Buckeyes here. Essentially just like a peanut butter ball, which is I think peanut butter, icing, sugar, dipped in chocolate. You literally can't go wrong. Everyone has an aunt or a great aunt that makes these 10 out of 10. Okay, these are a new-ish but recent favorite. For millennia, my favorite, or one of my top Trader Joe items, arguably my first Trader Joe item that I made my personality, was the French vanilla, or just vanilla meringues. And I recently discovered that they have peppermint meringues. As in, I just had one 3 minutes ago. Not 3. There's proof of where I was 3 minutes ago. I was recording the Nobody Asked for This podcast. But under an hour ago, I had one. And they are delicious. It's it's like a crunch, but it's also soft. And I also tried to freeze them the other day to see what happened. And they were completely unbothered. Like, I threw a meringue in the freezer and nothing happened. They tasted exactly the same. And I wasn't disappointed. I was proud. You know? I was proud. 11 out of 10. Number 18, peanut butter blossoms. You know me. And if knowing me is to know, I love peanut butter. A peanut butter blossom. I didn't specifically know they were called this, but it looks like a peanut butter cookie with a Hershey's Kiss in the center. Exceptional. 8,000 out of 10. This is one of those cookies where it's almost supposed to be dry. It's the equivalent of what is that sauce? Like the brown butter sauce where it's you're supposed to burn it. And peanut butter cookies, they're kind of supposed to be dry. Now, in a perfect world, they're not. But those ones, especially the ones with the fork that you press down and the fork lines are in, forklift, which I think was to signal to people that these are peanut butter. Be careful if you're allergic, which you should be. But regardless, I'll take a blossom version. I'll take peanut butter just with a spoon. If you want to add flour and make it fancy, I'll do that. If you want to literally throw peanut butter with, I don't even know what you put. I swear I made peanut butter cookies once. It was peanut butter and maybe an egg. I don't know. Whatever it was. I will take whatever version of a peanut butter cookie you are willing to give me. Okay, it's been a lot of positivity. Here comes some negativity. Chocolate rum balls. I haven't specifically had a chocolate rum ball. It sounds very Christmassy. I don't like anything that tastes like alcohol. I don't personally drink. And I certainly don't want to eat alcohol. And I feel like anytime I've had a dessert, whether it be a tiramisu, or my ultimate favorite fruitcake, if it tastes like alcohol, I am instantly turned off and want nothing to do with it. So I'm going to have to give this a 0, but if that is your thing, you sound very sophisticated and I respect it. Okay, I haven't tried this, and I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm going to Google how to pronounce it. It's spelled Rugelach. Let me see. Pronunciation. Rugelach. Let's see a description. Rugelach is a filled baked confection originating in the Jewish communities of Poland. And it is, what is the description? They are made in the form of a crescent by rolling a triangle of dough around in filling. I'm down. I'm in. 10 out of 10. We're almost there, people. Number 21. Ooh, okay. Caramel shortbread squares. Also sometimes called millionaire squares, which is where I tried them this summer. And it is a layer of shortbread, a layer of caramel, and a layer of chocolate. They are the Nanaimo bars of the UK, in my opinion. I think they're available year-round, but they are, I guess, apparently a Christmas staple. They just do dessert differently in the UK. Like, their chocolate's better, their caramel's better. The shortbread was delicious. I believe in Ireland it's even better, the shortbread. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I tried one at Greg's. 10 out of 10. Greg's with 2 G's, if anyone doesn't know. It is a pastry store, and they had these in like a to-go package. Like, it was very supermarket. So I didn't even try like a quality one, and it was delicious. Okay, number 22, best soft Christmas cookies. This is looking like shortbread again. We've gone on and on about shortbread. Next. Number 23, interesting addition, Christmas cornflake wreath cookies. I'm just going to zoom out again and just do like any sort of cornflake-based, no-bake refrigerator situation. Honestly, 10. My family does one, and it's like butterscotch chips, peanut butter, cornflakes, and maybe some chocolate, and it's delicious. It's the perfect crunch from the cornflake. Cornflakes, I guess they are sweet, but they're not like particularly sweet, so they're a good base for just adding more sugar, and I think it's delicious. 10. Okay, we're almost done. Next. Oh, this is a classic. Speaking of Italy. Pizzelle. Or I think as they are referred to as pizzelle. These are the like circular, like waffly shaped Italian cookies. They're bigger. They are, I guess, I don't specifically associate them with Christmas, but I guess they probably are. You also can get like gingerbread versions at the grocery store. They're pretty widely available. They're delicious. I'd understand if they're not the most exciting cookie, to be fair. Perfect for dunking. You could put some powdered sugar on top. For nostalgia, I'm going to say 10, but I could see people giving it a lower score because, again, like, does it have the flavor of gingerbread? No. Does it have the crunch of a sprinkle cookie? No. But like it fills a hole. It corners a market, and for that it should be celebrated. And lastly, we're going to zoom out here, but they've said very specifically saltine cracker toffee. Now, this is commonly referred to as Christmas crack. Now, I was having this conversation with friends like last week. Why are all of the Christmas cookies or Christmas desserts named wild things? Like Christmas crack, that's a bit harsh. And I don't know if they mean crack as in crack or crack as in cracker. It doesn't make it any less delicious. Anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, you basically get like saltine crackers, spread them out on a baking tray, and then add like some sort of a melted either chocolate or butterscotch or caramel, and then there usually is chocolate involved, and then maybe like a sprinkle of a nut. Delicious. Not something that's super significant to me, But the taste is a 10. I think I've given everything either an 8, a 9, or a 10. I think there was a couple 7s in the beginning, but I got nice. So yeah, I love it. But like, again, why are the Christmas snacks all so weird? It's like Jingle Jangle, Crack, Buckeye balls. It's like, just call it peanut butter, you know? And I'm sure there are funny stories, and I get it, and I'm all for having fun. But just like, anytime something's referred to, or like that crock pot recipe that's like crack chicken, I'm like, well, that's a little bit much. Can we go like a crock chicken, like crock pot chicken? Anyway, flavor-wise, I'm going to have to give it a 10, especially if there's like a pretzel involved. It's like, it gives like a pretzel M&M vibe, caramel M&M, anything M&Ms. Things that were surprisingly not on this list that I would like to include and mark in the record books as a 10. Almond Roca, that is a 10. Fudge, that is a 10. Nanaimo bars, that is a 10. Fruitcake, light fruitcake, dark fruitcake, iced fruitcake, no marzipan, any of it is a 10. The only fruitcake that's not a 10 is the one with alcohol. I have full episodes on fruitcake, so I'm gonna leave it alone. But there's that. And then any sort of like marzipan-based almond, like a pine nut cookie, or those. Did I talk about this already? Those 3-color cookies where it's like a layer of red, a layer of white, a layer of green, I think, and there's like either an apricot jam or like raspberry jam in the middle and then chocolate on top. They're hard to find, but they are delicious. I just love cookies. I love dessert. I try and be like, I'm a salty person. I salty over sweet. And I think I am for the most part. But something happens around this time of year where I'm like, give me all of the dessert. I think I'm actually evenly both, because I could not live without hot Cheetos, but like, I will never turn down a donut. For the most part. Now I'm just hungry. I'm gonna go watch a Christmas movie, as I have thoroughly instructed myself to do every single day for the next 3 weeks, because time is of the essence. I encourage you to do the same. Maybe in a more relaxed manner than me, but you're encouraged nonetheless. If you like what you heard, you can go to podcastnobodyaskforthis.podbean.com. On there, you can listen to all of our episodes. You can get links to anywhere you need to find us. If you've taken the time to listen to this, I really do so much appreciate it. I hope you're having a great holiday season. If you're celebrating something, if not, I hope you're just having a great month. And I will talk to you next week. Bye.